Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Welcome to an exclusive episode of Mind Love. Today's episode is all about your cosmic potential. And just a fun side note, this episode was recorded way back in February, so it's fun to see how the predictions ended up true.
2020 is the karmic consequence year. How you behave toward yourself and others is really going to be more important than ever. What you show up for and what you put your heart and soul into is going to really matter. And so choose carefully and be very much in your integrity, because as somebody said the other day, a friend of mine, this is the year it's going to really matter what side of history you're on, both culturally and in your own history.
Astrology was the first woo-woo thing I ever learned about. I think that's the case for most of us. I mean, we've been flipping to our horoscopes and toxic beauty magazines since middle school. It always seemed like a fun little fortune, but I honestly didn't really take it that seriously. That is, until I got an in-depth natal chart reading. I actually did an episode on it a couple years ago, and it blew my mind, especially because I realized that there is so much more to astrology than just knowing your sun sign, which is the sign that most of you are familiar with. Well, then I started learning more about myself with things like the Enneagram and Myers-Briggs and my dosha from Ayurveda, and it all got a little overwhelming. What I realized is that these are great tools, but they shouldn't replace my inner wisdom. So if your first instinct is to look outside of yourself for the answer to a question, you're not really building the most important relationship you have, the one with you. And each time you reach for a card instead of sitting in stillness, or you call a psychic, you're building a belief that the answers are outside of you, which is pretty disempowering. I still love all these tools, but I use them differently now. I gain insight from them, but if I really need the answer to a question, I go inward. I sit in stillness with the intention of asking my higher self for the answers, and I see what comes to me. Or if I just need a little extra help, I'll go to the tool and then I'll sit with the findings to see how they feel. Ultimately, the power is still with me. Also, astrology should not be an excuse that this is the way you are and it's written in the stars. No, everything you learn should be a tool. Maybe these are the things you were born with, and it's up to you to understand how to transcend your limitations to find limitlessness, because that's possible for all of us. And that's exactly what we're here to explore. That's why today's guest is so powerful. She teaches that there's no replacement for our intuition, but all these ancient practices are helpful aids as we come to understand ourselves more. Our guest is Jennifer Freed, an incredibly brilliant astrologer who combines her understanding of the stars with her deep background as a practical therapist, which I love because she brings us to a place where the spiritual meets the physical. She'll help us step into our power and align with our greatest gifts, and it's all about understanding how to harness your uniqueness. So 3 key things we will learn are how astrology can coexist with other ancient wisdoms, how planetary influences coincide with psychology, and what to look into to get a deeper understanding of yourself. Plus, she gets into some really fun predictions for 2020. And again, this was recorded back in early February, so it's really interesting to see how it played out almost exactly. Hey there, wild minds. So this was just a preview, but you can access the whole episode with a Mind Love Premium membership. If Mind Love has been helpful to you in any way, consider helping support the show by joining this exclusive community. I promise I'm making it totally worth it. You get exclusive episodes, which means twice the Mind Love, in a private feed that imports right to your favorite podcast app, so you don't have to go to the web to listen. And that's not all. You also get all Mind Love episodes ad-free for uninterrupted listening. You get early access to episodes, and you get bonus video interviews and powerful meditation downloads. And finally, you get priority access to me, so you're free to reach out to me with any questions that you have about life, love, relationships, success, whatever it might be. And in more good news, you can get started free with a 2-week free trial. Just go to mindlove.com/premium. And if you're a student, reach out to me on Instagram and I'll give you a special discount.